It's all over the place. There's lines everywhere around here. What I'm going to do, I'm gonna grab me a Wago and I'm gonna chop that sucker and we're gonna see how it does. It finally just said, no, I'm done. Off I go.
This video is brought to you in part by TruTech Tools. Quality tools, essential support.
All right, guys, so it's Sunday and we got another call already. It's a grocery store. Went through the history. Looks like it's been going on for possibly months. The major issues definitely have been in the last 15 days. So let's go look and see what's going on. It's a wonderful rainy day. Really beautiful out today. So let's see where the leak's at, because we got four circuits that are warm. First thing we're gonna do is get this thing recharged, and then we'll go looking for a leak and see where it's at. But yeah, let's go. Okay, we're here. Go ahead and grab our hose here. We're gonna need this. See that right there? That's the H10. That's where it sleeps at. That's where it's been sleeping at. In this type of situation here, I'm gonna go straight to cloud hunting mode because it won't reset. So we're in PPM. We're outside here. We're gonna walk in. We're gonna see if it starts going stupid right off the bat. Second set of doors. Okay, we're not picking up anything, which is kind of good, kind of bad. Heck, maybe it's not even a refrigeration issue, but when I'm looking at the pressures and they're low and all the fans are off. First one is right here. This is my protocol rack. It's one of the nicest ones they've got out of everything they own. Uh-oh, uh-oh. What are we picking up? We're picking up something in here. Something back here. Look at that. It's all over the place. There's lines everywhere around here. And you got heating systems that could be sucking it up and pulling it around. There's like this right here, Resner unit. Yeah, there's something going on over this direction. You got a reheat system up here in the air, which that could surely have issues. That always makes it difficult to find it. So like I said, that there, big old reheat coil, nothing over here. So last time when I had my biggest catastrophic leak, it was compressor section. Empty, empty. A little something there. That's always good. Hopefully it's this one. I won't need my hose. This one? Yep, this is rack A. All right, good. So she's in all kinds of alarms here. Got a couple here, like dual temp air. It's okay. When you go over here to suction, all the compressors are on, and we're at 19, so we're not pulling down, but you go to condenser, fans are all off. Split is active. Yeah, I think we got a refrigerant issue. See if this thing gets stupid. Let me pull one of these panels off. There we go. Something in there, but ain't enough to take out the whole rack. Oop. Maybe so. Look at that. Who's your daddy? Yeah, we had leaks on this stupid thing once before. Yeah, look at that oil. I had to replace one of these fittings. Look at all that bubbling going on there on that right there. There's something there you don't like, doesn't it? Well, that rotolock fitting looks like it's possibly leaking, maybe. 40,000, 44,000. Yeah, we got something going on there. Somebody left their big blue here. As you can see here, we got a nice big old leak. Look at this thing. I already checked all the ones here. There's more down there I gotta look at, but yeah, let's see if we can tighten that up. There they are. The world's most controversial wrench, because they have flat jaws and most people don't notice that. Oh yeah, that's turning pretty easy. There we go. Still leaking a little bit. A lot better than what it was. Loose and tight, loose and tighten. See how that does. Yeah, it's got a little something there. I might have a ring for that. If not, we can crank that valve in, isolate it, and replace it. Right now, we need to get this thing freezing back down. Let's see what we got here now. On the world's greatest leak detector. Look at that. No longer the 9,000, 8,000, 4,000 range. We don't provide the refrigerant to these stores. They provide their own, which takes a lot of profit right out of the bat. So go ahead and get this thing okey dokied. Vapor, liquid. So we'll go ahead and screw that on there and go grab some gauges. All right, so we went through and checked some of these here. These are the last ones. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 compressors. You've got stuff back here, which is your oil reservoir. I think that there is our oil filter. This is the slowest reacting speed. PPM mode is not fast reacting. If you want fast, super is your fastest. It's good for, you know, yes or no's, and then narrow it down from there. Then you got your manual mode, which it can be tricky. Checked all the oil levels, they all look pretty good. So we got it on the suction line there. And then you've got suction transducer here, we're at 20 pounds. And what do we got going on here? 20.63, so we're doing good on that. So this one here said it was 75 pounds, which could be somewhere in that ballpark. Like I said, we just keep track how much we use within reason, because we're not billing it. So we're dumping in liquid, suction header over there. Going through the crater core, so don't usually have any major problems with that. Let's go upstairs and take a peek up there and see where the receiver level's at. The receivers are all up on the roof area. Now see, a lot of this refrigerant lines go to these other racks, but some of it could be coming this direction. It goes all over the place. And then here's the other ones. No alarms there on that, and that's good. Rack A, device absent, that ain't good. But these problems have been going back for quite a while. Everything's very close there. I've had some leaks on, I made a video on this thing right here, replacing the seal on that. They don't have this tied into their alarm. So, oh, that's fantastic. So that you're relying on people to do their job, and that don't work real well. They were all supposed to be tied into the alarm system so that you don't have crazy issues going on and on and on. Come and see. And this one here is B. We need A, but I'm gonna look at my levels here because, like I said, the one guy was having issues. So that one's at least 20 some percent. Here's your split condenser. That's how it shifts. That one here's pretty low. It's always pretty good. This one here. Looks to me like it's really low. Yep, that's really low. Coils are somewhat dirty. Not a big deal in the winter, but sure is in the summer. Yeah, see, that one looks really low, but it's working. They like keeping it low. That way when it goes just a little bit low, boom, you need to catch it right away. But when you get people that don't pay no attention to things, that don't do a lot of good. Got a new Rain Defender shirt here. You can see it beads up. Eventually wears off, but in that silver ring there, it's monitoring heart rate, all that stuff. So it's like the watch I used to wear. It's got little freaking LED sensors in it and stuff. Keeps track of your sleep, your heart, variable rates, all kinds of stuff. I know normally I wear my rubber ring, but so let's keep on adding here and start seeing if temperatures start dropping here in a little bit. See, watch this graph. It finally just said, no, I'm done. Off I go, right after a defrost. See how those peaks there are defrost? She said, no, I'm not doing it. Yep, so it's starting to come down. The EPR valve, look, 100% open. I don't ever stop just one leak, even though that was a pretty good size one. And like I said, this history showed that it's been going on for a while. Now we could have leaks inside that coil, would never know it because the air is just completely diluting it. Generally, when you got something pretty big in one of these things, it's going to be an accumulation. Yeah. Dance party, woohoo. These are great because they'll tend to hold the refrigerant in. And there's our little temperature sensor right there. That's how we see what's going on. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch back to super mode. See if we get anything at all. So I went ahead and went through all the freezers, walk-in freezers, all that. I did all the store, went through the air bands on most of it. I'm checking the defrost schedule here. I don't want it to go into defrost when it's already warm. Everything's 1:30, 4:30 in the morning, so nothing on that. We got like one case here, one section at 31 versus 8. It was at 40, it's already at 31. That was just 15, 20 minutes ago. So it's dropping. We need some more refrigerant yet. This is where all your controllers are at. You can see all the input output boards. I really wish they would have done this to more stores. Compressor 6, completely turned off. I don't know why. It's not tripped, it's off. Did we lock it out here? No. Do we dare find out? Here we go. Ooh. Yeah, I think we're gonna check number 6 first to see if there's anything to ground before we turn that on. I don't wanna have it blow out and contaminate the system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0 amps, so it must be the one, it must be dead. So let's come over to these. But this is what's awesome about that, look at that. And if you want to see what's going on, hit the button, 15 amps on that one. We got the breaker off. Just doing a generic check. Let's go ahead and go up here to our copper. Ooh, 1,000 ohms. 1,000 ohms. 1,000 ohms. Alright, so it does not have any voltage on it. We're going to unhook those so somebody else doesn't come through and flip it on and blow it out worse. And then we'll check it, double check it one more time to ground with the wires released. The only way I'll ever condemn a compressor is with those wires completely disconnected from that compressor. That way there's no issues with this rubbing through. So if we go the ground wire and to right here, like that right there, we're at 1,000 ohms to ground. Come up to the top, number 1 terminal to ground. 1,000 ohms to ground. Come over here to number 3 or 2, whichever, and we have 1,000 ohms to ground. So yeah, this puppy is bad. We're going to tape those off, mark it. We're going to disconnect and remove that from the circuit up here digitally. That way the unit knows. So we got to log in here. Everybody has their own password. So we go to override and override. We hit the next key, yes. Override time, nothing. We're just going to go off, enter. So that is going to stay off. You heard a click, which is these fancy breakers. They basically got a relay in there. There's a chance that that is damaged now. All right, so we've got that completely labeled. We got the terminals unhooked and taped, and we're going to valve this thing off. Another thing you got to look at, like on 6 here, do we have any proof switches or oil sensors? And it says none, so they're not using inputs on that. Okay, back out here on this wonderful roof. I kind of stopped adding because I thought maybe we were getting close. You're about to 0 now, and you're tip-tapping a little bit. So we'll go ahead and add some more to it. So this is a discharge line here. It don't bubble, but it's so hot it ain't going to. You can see the rubber, obviously, is not very good. It kind of like cracked all the heck and back. It ain't bubbling, but boy, the detector is not liking it very well at all. It's in the hundreds of whatevers. And coming down here, this very end one down here is the one that was warm. Had no airflow, figured everything froze up. So you pop it off and you're like, oh, look at that. No fan operation, ain't that great? So you come all the way down here and you figure, well, there's your coil. And I would have figured it'd be cold enough, so one of those snap discs probably aren't working. There's your defrost heater right there. And so that's what's keeping the fans from coming on, so I'm figuring it's one of the snap discs. Otherwise, this is all down to temp, and this over here is down to temp, which is great. So, what I did find, which is good, I did find me, and then this crap is always down in the drains, which plugs them up, which is always great. So here is the compressor O-ring, most likely one of them. And I have some other miscellaneous square flat O-rings for other things. Maybe we can fit it in that cap. Actually, that O-ring seems to fit down in there pretty good. As long as it's a little slippery, it shouldn't make it go corner, whatever. It might work right there. It didn't have to be stupid tight either. So we're going to try to thaw this out. And I got one down here, same thing, and I got one on the back side of this thing. But also, those fans are running on both these, and they're single case. So I've got to get them to yank at least 2 rows and this far over so I can at least get to the snap disc, take a look at the coils and see if they're froze over. I mean, when you starve a system non-stop, they tend to freeze up. So it's just self-inflicted gunshot wounds is about what it comes down to. Okay, we melted some of that. Let's see if I can get into this. I don't know if this is the fan or the termination. F3515, this is the fan control. I would suspect this thing is probably cold enough. What I'm going to do, I'm going to grab me a Wago and I'm going to chop that sucker and we're going to see how it does. Fantastic. So when you break it, it actually opens up. It must energize. So we're just going to leave that. I did strip them, but at least they're not going to short to nothing. I'm going to assume, normally these things close, but it probably opens. I don't know which one it is. Either way, the fans are running now. At this point, I just need it to run. And these fans are hard to get to. Major pain in the butts to get them. Either we have a plug filter dryer, or we have a plugged up TXV. It's the same thing that's going on down there. One case, two cases out of 3 down there are working, and then this one here, 1 out of 2. So check our temperature drop and kind of go from there. Well, as long as this thing ain't malfunctioning, because I've got a red blink out of 6 to 12 there. Got a 5-degree drop, which usually is a restriction. Just crazy that this one here is holding temp at 5, yet this one down here is at 28. I mean, it just seems a little hard to swallow. Alright, so went ahead and changed it. Put this little nipple to make up for this little long stubby thing. You can see how long that thing is, but guess what? It blows through just fine, so you can't even trust your thermometers as a good method. I always had leery doubts about that, but whatever. I mean, it's just, what do you do? So, literally, we took a chance, had the valve here at the helm, and I closed the electronic expansion valve, and able to do our thing. Pull back out of the suction there, we're good to go. So, I mean, it's just one of them things here. So, let's roll it and see what happens. We're dropping in temp on both cases. That was at 30-something a second ago. And, let's see what happens. I mean, I don't feel as though that dryer was plugged because I can blow right through it, but I think there's crap in the TXV. It's a stupid Danfoss TXVs you can't take apart, and yeah, there's something in it. If anything, we'll rip it apart. We'll end up have to come back tomorrow and put a flare TXV on there with a screen on it. That way it can be cleaned, which is what it should have had to begin with. That crap they got in there is garbage. All these old systems that these things get hooked up on, none of them are clean. Stuff's floating around. These cases, when they installed them, were used. So it's you ain't doing yourself no favors with the way things have been done. Just gotta make it work, I guess. you what, it's already at 19.8, and I think it was 23 or 24 before. I don't know. Maybe we got it. Like I said, it sure as heck didn't seem like it. I got numbers off the valve. I got the case number. So, worst case scenario, we'll get a new TXV, get her in there, be done with it. See, that prior to this having issues, it was holding somewhere at about negative, I don't know, probably about 0 to 2. It's kind of hard to see there, but yeah, she's dropping like a rock right there. Okay, I don't know how easy it is to see on the screen, but we got a 9.5 degree drop, 41 and 31. 117 is my further one down, so it's actually warmer. The one before, it's actually cooler. So if you have a restriction, it's going to frost up, so it's actually warmer. So yeah, I guess we got the same crap going on here. But yeah, screw it. I mean, it's coming back down a little bit, but dude, tell you what, I just want this done. Let's go do one more time, whatever. Like I said, you can hear this thing. I don't know how that made a difference. It's beyond me. Okay, so that's where I got everything set now to make it easy to move around. So, just pressurized it, sprayed it. I run my finger around it while I'm spraying it and have nothing bubbling at all. And get our gauge in there. I burnt my sticker a little bit. It's the only thing I don't like are these new stupid stickers they put on there, so I took that off with the wire brush wheel. You can still see the end, it's right there, and the out is over there. I'll tell you what, this one definitely gets plugged up. This one, you can't, I mean, it's got some massive restrictions. About double as restricted as what that one was. And you figure this has 3 cases on it, the other one only had 2. So what I did too, I mean, you're fighting a little bit of refrigerant coming out, the residual, because it's still cold. I opened up the sector door here to help purge away anything. I did all the way to one side, burn at the very end, little purge, and then reattach it. Then, like I said, you can pull a vacuum down there on the suction side and you go from there. Just release the EPR back to normal. Number 3 was our highest one. We're at 32.2. It's fluctuating up and down a little bit. We're gonna see whether she comes down a little bit. There's 32.0. It's funny how it fiddle farts around. So we see that thing start to drop down, say in the 20s. We know we're good. I'm gonna grab that temp sensor I've got, which I cut it long so I can butt connect that thing back together and we'll be fine. So this one's not one to come down in temp. So I took off the little screw thing there, and you can get an Allen wrench. Of course, it's metric because, you know, it's made in Denmark. And I'm gonna crank it in, crank it out, see what it does. Okay, so it's a number 4 metric, which is kind of a decent sized wrench. So I went ahead and cranked it in all the way, backed out all the way, counted it. It's 10 and a half turns completely. So like 1 full rotation is 1. So I went, usually most valves are set at halfway point, so I went 5, and then I went 2 extra for open up. So let's see what she does. 38, probably ain't gonna do nothing, but it's a shot, and otherwise we're gonna override it. Get a new valve for tomorrow. See what happens here. Okay, running 44 degree suction. The gauge says we're running about a 20 to 19 pound negative. Gauge says we're running about 19 degrees negative. We're running 43 there. So I know we have liquid because I purged it here and I have liquid there. If you got liquid to your TXV and it's not dropping the super deep, then you've got a bad TXV. It's got crap in it, guarantee it. If stuff got into the filter dryer, I guarantee it got into the screen or whatever the heck they got in that thing. So it's done. I mean, nothing else I can do. I've replaced one of these before. That's it. Okay, like I said, that one there did not work. We're just gonna tell it 1 degree, tell them not to put nothing in it. However, the other case beside it, all the way by the filter dryer, -7, and about -1 there on the other. So we got everything else, no bypasses, no overrides, no nothing. We are happy-go-lucky there. Yeah, and we're even doing it with 1 compressor down. So this has been one heck of a day. I don't know about you guys, but it's one of them days I'd be on ready to go home. Did not want to do anything more. I wanted to just bypass it, move on, tell them not to put nothing in it, but I really needed to know if I was going to have problems somewhere else. So little snap disc for right now. I'm not going to mess with it. It goes into, I think, a 15-minute defrost, so the electric strips will run at the same time. It's going to circulate a little bit of heat, but I don't really think it's going to be that much. It'll be fine. There's nothing in there anyhow. And the other ones have their own defrost, or they have their own fan switch. So that's it, guys. This was a Sunday call, same day that I released my other video that I did yesterday. And it's been a heck of a week. You know, I didn't have nothing through the holiday, but today and yesterday sucked. So, and today's not over yet. Luckily, one of the other guys helped me out with the commercial call and got the cooler done on that. And thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, man. So that's it, guys. We'll come back, change that TXV. Later.